as soon as they elected that poor person, they were disappointed. You're not the kind of leader. Let's take another vote. And so the OD is helping us confront the question of where does leadership come from and what shape should it take? And our belief is that it comes from peers. Peer to peer is the important conversation, not boss to subordinate. Because the boss to subordinate is a colonial process. I know, you don't. As somebody said in the beginning, we act as if because you're standing up and giving a keynote address, we should listen to you. Well, our work is to help people learn that they're here to listen to each other. And that's a radical departure as to where is the source of learning coming from. Well, peers, peer to peer. And that's what we started with T groups. By the second day, they were so angry at having no leadership that I said, if you don't like what we're doing, you can go home and we won't tell anybody. But you have to vote. And if you vote to go home, you go home. It's Tuesday. You can do whatever you want. On Friday, we'll tell the company, we're finished. Thank you very much. And every Tuesday, they would vote 7-5 to stay. 7 people say, oh, what the hell, we're here. Let's see what they have in mind. 5 people would say, I'm out of here. So they would stay. And once they decided to stay, they started to learn from each other. Once they realized they were here by choice, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning was phenomenal. They would tell each other how they felt about being there, how they felt about their work, how they felt about what you just said, how they felt about the fact. And they learned then to learn from their own experience and their relationship with each other. And by Thursday, they didn't want to go home. And so this is why OD is still such a radical process. Now the methodology's changed. I don't have the nerve to open like I used to. You asked me to be a keynote speaker, and I say, fine. But this is our work, is to help people depart the colonial culture. And so to me, we have the methodology of departure, not protest, not anger. I don't want top management to change. I don't want to wait for another person's transformation for us to create the kind of business and culture that we have in mind, even though it's hard to do. And so that to me is what I studied engineering and finance. I wanted a real job. And I had a professor catch me in the hall one day. He said, Peter, there's this field called organization development. I said, really? Yeah, I think you'd like it. Really? I was so overwhelmed that he knew my name and thought about me. I said, okay, I'll go. And so I went to graduate school and studied organization development. And we were trained. We went to 6 weeks to Bethel, Maine, and we sat in a circle with no leadership. And of course, we got angry, like everybody else. We elected leaders, and this is where the field began. And we trained individuals, and then we realized that individual training had zero impact on organizational culture. Individuals' lives were changed. Their personal lives were changed. They were more open, more vulnerable. And they said, it's not changing how we're working. And we said, well, let's train you as teams. And so we started team building. And we were on the East Coast and somebody else on the West Coast. And we invented this thing, Tony and I and a few others, Goodwin Watson. Goodwin Watson was a trainer, professor. And he gave me one piece of feedback that's lasted me all my life. He said, Peter, you run the gamut of emotions from A to B. And I thought, holy shit, I guess I'm not in touch with my feelings. Thank you, Goodwin. And I've been working on it ever since. And so 6 weeks, and that's where the field got started. We started training teams. They began to decide that relationships impact outcomes. And they did studies at SO Research and Engineering, and they discovered they did a project everybody knew wasn't going to work, but everybody was afraid to say so. And it cost them $26 million for a failed project. And they said, why didn't you say so? Well, we thought you'd be upset with us, comma, my father, my priest, my CEO, my trainer, okay? And it dawned on them, and we had a quite amazing run with scientists, IT professionals, who was new then. One of the leaders of their information technology department came and said, Peter and Tony, we make recommendations. Nobody listens to us. We know we're not wrong, but they're not doing anything with what we say. Could you run a workshop for us? And so we ran a workshop called Consulting Skills. And we put them in a circle of 12 people and told them what we're here to learn about is how you connect with each other. And they started learning that the relationship with their client was as important as the content they were there to present. And as they paid attention to the relationship, and you know how to give them tools to do that, people started acting on what they recommended. And so our work in the world is to see the connection between connection, us connecting with each other, and real tangible outcomes. And real outcomes are never produced by technology. At some point, a human being has to speak to another human being and say, let's do this. And to me, that's why we say, AI, interesting, charming, magical, fast, convenient, low cost, and modestly important. If our job is to replace and lower the cost of labor, it's good. It can do things that people, but if our intent is to bring something into the world, it's only interesting. It's convenient. We can summarize a meeting now with my not having to think. Thank you. It promised me when I joined this call, it could tell me what the meeting was about before we even held it. Yeah, thank you. And so here we are. You showed up here in person, online, because you feel there's something about the humanity of our work that's worth giving your life to. And that's breathtaking. That's a beautiful thing. And you can talk about methodology, but mostly the goal, the intent of OD is to make relationships the point. And so I like the phrase connection, how we come together, is the content. Until a month ago, I said connection comes first and then content second. And I realized that was just my own doubts, despite all these years. And so our job is to embody every time we gather the idea that our connecting to each other is what produces content, not studies. It produces the use of content. And we know that people have a hard time acting on what they know. 50% of the people who are told you're going to die soon if you don't quit smoking, 50% keep smoking. Why do they do that? Exactly. If you want them to stop smoking, you put them in a circle of 5 people who are trying to stop smoking. And you say, why don't you talk about how impossible it is to stop smoking? And as soon as they talk about how impossible it is with 4 other people, they quit smoking. That's our insight, is that our relationship with each other is what produces outcomes. It produces accountability. I want you to care about the well-being of this place. Well, it's us using small groups to have people promise to each other, not the bosses. I know how to manipulate my boss. You know how I do it? I say, good point. Wish I'd thought of that. I'm going to try that. I'll get back to you. Comma, eye contact, leave the room. Leave the call. I know that nothing's going to happen. What happened? I don't know. What happened? If you say that to a peer, they don't put up with this crap. If I say to Princess or Jen, my commitment is to stop talking in 2 minutes and break into small groups, you're going to say, okay, Peter, we're watching. Don't mess with us. And I'm scared enough that in 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'm going to break you into small groups. And that's the essence of organization development, means that we're trying to help human beings show up, find their voice to each other. I still need bosses. I need managers. I need people to give order to what we're doing. Okay. It didn't work at first, because then I can hold him accountable. I'm off the hook. So we should all give him a thank you note for letting us off the hook. Got it? So I'm an idiot. So what I'd like to do is break you into small groups, if that's possible. I know it's possible in the room, and we do it on Zoom all the time, but we'll see. And the idea is to break people into groups of 3 or 4. The idea is to put them in rooms, and you can do this every place you go, with people they know the least. So if your family wants to know what you do for a living, you say, I'm teaching people how to welcome strangers. Any questions? They won't have any questions. To pass the salt, okay? And so we're trying to, in a small way, each time we gather, experience the intention of why we care so much about what we came. So what I'd like to see if we can do is break people into small groups of 3, and you invite people to ask each other an open-ended question like, why was it important for you to be here? I'm more interested in meaning than I am in methodology. I can read methodology. I can't read meaning. Only I can give meaning to this moment. AI cannot tell me what this moment means to me. It can tell me everything that happened in this moment. So our is to ask questions of meaning and ask questions that are ambiguous. I don't understand your question. Good. Next. And then you have to advise people not to be helpful. There's nothing more colonial than to say to another human being, I know what's best for you. Child, partner, coach, boss, subordinate, CEO, CIO, CFO, CBO, CDO. Okay, now how many C's there are? Chief. How many officers there are? O. Nothing matters what's in the middle. Okay? And so that's the idea, is don't be helpful, be curious. But our job is to replace helpfulness. It's because I am unable to act on what you have in mind for me. I can stop doing things, but I won't know how to start unless I create them. And I need to create it with you over time. And so that's the idea, is be curious. Why does that matter to you? Is the most loving question in the world. Why, and why does that matter to you? And why does that matter to you? And you keep asking that until they get irritated with you. Stop. So let's see if we can create a small group here. 8 minutes. Each person has 2 minutes to say, here's why it was important for me to be. Period. Thank you. Why does that matter to you? Next. And then we'll come back in 8 minutes. And the worst that can happen is we'll all sit in silence for 8 minutes. But is there anybody out there? Jenna, maybe just you and I. We may be the small group.
I'm here.
Me too.
And Princess, yeah, so yeah, we're good.
The 3 of us are it. The rest of the room, break in and talk to each other if you can hear me, and answer the question, why was it important for you to be here? So let's have our meeting. Who knows what the higher power has in mind for us?
Okay. So we
Why
just,
was it important for you to be here?
because first of all, it's wonderful to be here and hear your thoughts. It's wonderful. And it was important for me to be here because I truly love this international community. And I'm limited by my own cultural lens. Learn wonderful things from the IODA community. So.
What's behind why does it matter so much to you?
I've moved a lot. I've lived in a lot of different, I've lived in the United States, but I did live in Hawaii. So I did raise in Hawaii. And my mom and dad are from two very different cultures. And I spent my whole life bridging cultures. And so in a lot of ways, I've been close to home with the people who have open hearts and open minds to Great Britain. Yeah, I feel home.
But our moderator should tell them. No. Let me hear what you're going to say before you say it. I just wanted to be sure.
That's fine. Hello. Peter wants us to discuss why we are here and what he has said. What have you taken from it? He'll be coming back, and each table or number of people will give a feedback to what they have discussed in the groups. The unfortunate situation is that he cannot hear us, but we are hoping that when he comes back, he can hear us so that we pass the microphone around for people to bring their input. Thank you. Peter, we are ready for you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Are you in the room with them? No.
Peter, we are waiting.
To do their ground. So best that we're on the same line.
South Jersey, out Cherry Hill.
I know I used to live in North Central Jersey for 30 years.
Ah,
Neighbors.
Lawrenceville. Oh,
Yes. Peter, we are ready for you. We can't hear you, Peter.
Things to say. What do you want me to talk about?
We can hear you now.
Okay, so now I think it's from the
Can you
main
hear
room.
me in the room?
Yes, I think it's from the main room.
Okay. So let me come back to the larger room. I think I can change my view to speaker. Anyway, I'm assuming you can hear me in the larger room. And I wish I could hear you and you could tell me what's going on in this room.
Yes, Peter, can you hear me?
Mike?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Are you in the room?
So you can go ahead. So yeah, we are going to ask community members to give their view on what you asked us to do. So we want 3 volunteers. Yeah, can you go ahead? There's a microphone can work. Okay.
Hello, Peter.
There?
So this table. William.
Alette, Agnes, Constance,
Jimmy. And the reason that we came here today, the common reason was the AI conversation, but the deeper reason that we came here was 3 loves: love for IODA, love for Ghana, love for Noble. 2, further development, professional development, and then 1, professional networking. That's why we came here today. Thank you.
Thank you. What is your name?
Yes, next. Which table? Okay.
That's Bill Zybach. So, yeah, William goes by Bill, so.
Yeah, I'm Patrick.
Someone else like to share
Yeah, I'm Ben.
how you answered my question.
Daniel. Oh, he's speaking.
They're such good children.
Shall we? Okay. Hi, Peter. On our table, we have the same reasons to come. We are part of this community. We love to be with each other. But on this table, the major reason to be here is because IODA is going inclusive and hybrid in its conference model. Okay, so we are happy that at least this is the first time that we are able to have hybrid conference for delegates and also for presenters like yourself. So this is the main reason we are here. Thank you.
Can we have the last group? Yes.
Can I go?
Yeah, you can.
So I'm here because my organization is on the verge of starting a major change process. And I'm here with my team and the expectation. I am here. Can you hear me now? Okay. I'm here because my organization is just about starting a major change process. And so I'm here with members of my team for us to seek some opportunities around OD tools and how technology can assist in facilitating that change process. And one of the comments that the speaker made, which I think I got, was that relationships impact outcomes. So if AI can assist us in our OD processes, in building relationships, then we stand a good chance of achieving the outcomes that we are looking for. Thank you.
Thank you. So Peter, we have received our feedbacks. So can we continue from you?
So the last speaker, technology cannot decide whose voice we hear. That's our job. And most technology is used to hear the voice of the speaker, the leader, the presenter, the panel, the CEO. Most change processes begin at the top and they announce what we're going to do, how you can get on board. We pass you a little deck of principles for the change, all of which is quietly, lovingly coercive. And so for the last speaker, the change you have in mind, you begin by saying we'll use technology so everybody's voice can be heard by everybody else. I've worked with a school system and they wanted to change and bring a restorative practice into the way they taught children. And they began with the custodians and the bus drivers because they had the closest relationship with many of the children of anybody that worked for the system. Amazing. So that's the mindset, whose voice matters. And people's voices need to be heard by each other, not by top management. I'm interested in what top management thinks needs to be different, but I don't want to ask them for the pathway to get there. That's what you and your team and us have to invent. And this time together is a perfect example of the change process. Welcome to the conference. We're going to start at 12. Well, we started at 10 minutes after. We're going to listen to a speaker. Here's an announcement. I was introduced kindly. Nobody can hear the speaker. Speaker can't hear anybody. What the hell are we going to do? Flounder, be confused, feel incompetent, lonely, and then I'm stuck and Princess finds me. She says, well, even keynote speakers get lonely. I think I'll join. Beautiful. This is what the process is like, that people, given the reality of this moment, have to decide how to give it meaning. And so your tables decided what to do. You decide how to talk to each other. You don't need a facilitator. You just need a good question. Why was it important for you to be here? And then us online kind of fumbled, and Jen found us. So then there were 3 of us. And then other people. Welcome to the change process. And so what you're inviting people to do is say, we know what the institutional requirement is, something to do with customers, something to do with funding, something to do with larger purpose. I need that. But now we want to decide how we can teach people for living out its deepest intention. But please do not initiate a change process, because it's usually a word masquerading for coercion. And as soon as I have something in mind for you, I've claimed you as an object. I can love you. All right? I love many inanimate objects in my home, but they're still objects. And what we try to do is say, well, how do we have methodologies that treat us and our humanity is the point. And some people say, this is baloney. I don't like this. Thank you. Tell me more why it's so upsetting to you. Well, this is so typical of what people like you do. You have no, thank you. You don't believe in anything we're doing, do you? Absolutely not. Got it. Please don't leave. We need you in this circle. Next. So what have I done? I've welcomed them despite their discontent. I have not tried to convince them of anything. This is baloney. You're right. Thank you. We needed to hear that. Well, what are you going to do about it? Keynote speaker, change management, OD facilitator. What are you going to do about it? Nothing comes to mind at the moment. Well, what kind of leader are you? Pretty mediocre in your eyes, aren't I? Yes, you are. Thank you. Next. And so give up the notion of converting, getting people on board. We have all this ridiculous language. A lot of companies in the West, at least, talk about talent acquisition. I think I'm going to go shopping today. I'm going to go at the personnel mall and buy me some personnels. Thank you very much. Welcome to On Board. Now we're going to train you for 6 months on how to be like us. Okay? And we're going to acculturate you. It's not that that's evil, it just doesn't work. So OD stands for things that really work, even though they go against the colonial version of love. I don't want to coach people. I'm an old man, old white man. People accuse me of that, especially in Africa. What are you doing, old white man? I said, I don't know what to do about that. I am old and I'm white and a man. And so you say, given all that, what do we want to create together? And part of the change process is to focus on people's gifts. Don't assess people. I'm not interested in what you can't do. I want to ask you, as part of this change OD process, is what are the gifts that you've not fully been able to bring into this workplace, into this neighborhood, into this church, into this school building? And so we focus in the school building on what are you good at? I'm only in the 2nd grade. I know you are. What are you good at? What do you care about? I ask you, 9 years old, why was it important for you to be here today? Well, I didn't have a choice. I know you didn't have a choice, but if you had a choice, what would you choose to be? And so all of your questions, all of our methodologies is drifting people towards being accountable for the world they inhabit. And the faith is if people are accountable, they'll create something better than we have now. And the passion for dictators is not a love of being told what to do, it's an escape from accountability. I do not want to be responsible for democracy or the well-being of a stranger or the people in my neighborhood that I don't know. And so I choose somebody else to carry that burden. And so in my mind, organization development. The organization is developed when people become accountable for its well-being. And part of their accountability, I don't want to be accountable. Thank you. I don't believe in all this relational crap. Thank you. You remind me of most of my family members. Next. Okay, so we're not trying to argue people, but we're trying to put on the table what's at stake, which is, are we willing to be accountable for each other? Princess has blown my mind. I'm going to send her a bill for this. But she is in charge of customs. And her job is to welcome people into her country. If I send you a ticket, will you come here right now to my country and change their minds? We could start a change process because we know it's better for them. And so it's a gift-mindedness. And to me, what we offer in methodology are the tools of departure, not protest, not argument. If top management comes to me and says, Peter, I want some feedback. Well, what do you want feedback about? I want to know how I'm doing. That's a great question. I don't know how to answer that in a way that's useful to you. And so all the tools we have of feedback, coaching, performance management, all forms of coercion with a loving face. And our task is to depart from that. And many of you come to be with each other because departure is lonely. It's isolating. And you say, I need to know and be with you and talk about how are you departing a colonial world? How are you departing a commercial, a commodifying world? The problem with AI isn't its technology is fine. I like cars. All right? I like to have the Encyclopedia Britannica in my hand. I grew up where there was 30 volumes. If I had a question about what's going on in the world, and I had to run to the kitchen and open a volume, and it took me 20 minutes. Now, excuse me, boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Google. But that has nothing to do with how we choose to be together. In fact, it's isolating most of the time. So this is so let me stop there. That's what I heard in your responses is you came here to be with each other. You came here out of love. Love for three people, love for three groups, love for each other. And this is a place where both of those can be embodied. You don't have to wait till the break or dinner to talk about it. In the organizational world, you say, you want to have dinner tonight? That means you want to have a conversation we cannot have during the day. No, I don't want to have dinner tonight. I want to know what's on your mind and what's in your heart. Maybe this conference is the place where the heart is valued more than the mind. Let me stop. I think I've overstayed my welcome. Anybody in the room want to say anything?
So Peter, this is William Zybach again, and I just want to thank you for taking us out of the box. The focus on heart as opposed to head is so important, and I'm hearing the word love in conferences and in organizations that I never heard it in 20 years ago. And for you to simply pull back all the methods and techniques and all of that and say, this is about us connecting, and that it is connecting is very, very profound, simple, and critical. Thank you.
So I need to go. I'll come back anytime you ask. I wish I could be there in person.
Thank you.
I spent a lot of time in South Africa. My life was changed in 1,000 because they were innocent. They didn't know what they're getting into. I'm tired of being around sophisticated people. Bye. Thank you, Princess. You are
Bye. Yes.
preparation for tomorrow. The preparation for tomorrow. So you.
Yes.
It's gone.
After.
Thank you.
He's gone, but we can still give him a round of applause. Yes. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. Was that useful? It's not showing on our faces. Maybe something else is at work. Yes. A quick announcement, and we call it a day. It's about tomorrow. This is what is going to happen, we hope. Tomorrow is for pro bono consultancy, where the names that are on the list there will be visiting the organizations where the names have been written. If we could be ready by 8:30 for the bus to set off from here, they will bus us to the client's place, and we'll do what OD practitioners do. Now, what we have at the back of the room is a gist and may not be relevant to them today, because those were captured almost 4-6 months ago. So as consultants, we need to check and update our data. So thank you. So engaging the client group to find out what the issues are, whether these issues are relevant to them today. Each group, hopefully we will identify a lead for each group. We'll do that. Having gathered your information, you have a space for yourself on your own as a consulting group to discuss what you have heard from the client, and if you can come up with whatever advice you can give them, that is for us. Or if you need to go back to them to request that, oh, can we interview ABC? Sure. The whole of last week we went around preparing them for you for tomorrow. Let's use it as a learning opportunity. Those of us who are more experienced than the others, let's share that experience with each other so we can all benefit from the session. The clients have a very high hope for you, and I know you will not disappoint us. Oh yes, I mean that I know you will not disappoint us. When we also are aware that the time scale will not be the same for every group. Some may end up finishing earlier than others. So from the client base, when you are done, you have a number to call for the bus to come for you. But the bus will not bring you here direct. We have arranged to meet and have a plenary session at Civil Service Association Hall called CLOSAG, which is also within the ministries where we are going. We have some light refreshment there, have a plenary session there tomorrow. After the plenary session, non-IODA members who want to leave will be bussed back here. IODA members will remain there and have their members meeting at the CLOSAG Hall, where we'll be. After the members' meeting, we'll all be bussed back here to take the concurrent session we didn't have time for today, and then yes, and then have our awards night, have our gala night. Tomorrow evening when we come, we'll be using the Omari Hall where we were yesterday for the training session. So that's where we will be when we come back from the ministries. Alette, I think I saw your hand up. Mike, please. Angela? Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Am I audible? Yes. Yeah, thank you, Noble. I just wanted to say, indeed, we had our session planned today, and we understand very well why it wasn't possible. We had a great day, so thank you for the whole program. Now, there was a session prepared by Michelle, myself, and Jen, who has been online waiting for us to do the session. Unfortunately, it cannot take place today, but tomorrow 5, we are very happy to do that. And I know the program is full, but if you would like to join us for this session tomorrow, it's going to be about technical hygiene. So how are we actually using the internet, and what are the big tech boys doing with our data, and how can we also improve on that? And we just want to suggest at least one little addition to how you are using the internet, and we're going to invite you for that tomorrow. That is what our session is about. So please come to us between 5 and 6.
Okay.
Can it be hybrid? I don't know whether Jen can come, but we have to talk about that maybe internally.
Okay.
This is just for people here. Yeah.
So the session is a plenary session facilitated by 3 of our colleagues, Netherlands, South Africa, and the US. Wow. Yes. Paul.
What time were you planning to start the members' meeting tomorrow?
We are hoping that we could be set for that for 2:30. So we have about 2.5 or thereabout hours for it before coming back here. Yes. At the hall there, at the ministries, yes. Yes. Any other questions? Pardon? Yes, Timmy.
Yes, any room for lunch tomorrow, because it didn't feature in the announcement?
In Ghana, we say we never forget item 13 on the agenda. Whilst first, our assumption is everybody would have had their breakfast before leaving the hotel, etc. But whether you had it or not, where you are going, they will provide some refreshments for you. But when you come to the hall, as I mentioned earlier, there will be light refreshments. So those of us who are, God forbid, battling with diabetes will not collapse. It should be okay. Yes. Now, also remember, we are trying to balance this finely so that we don't load you up before you come to the dinner in the evening. We don't want to waste that one. So we will keep you we will get enough energy to sustain you for the big one in the evening. Yes.
So when you say we'll meet the client tomorrow, will that be an individual or will it be a team?
A team. So this was what we have thought and planned. At least under each case study will constitute the team going to that organization. I notice almost 60 people are under one organization. That's something we need to sort out. And maybe encourage some people to also think again, because it will be overwhelming for the client to take 10, 15 people to one organization. That could be a challenge. So we encourage you to look at other alternatives at the back. So if there are 4 people as opposed to 10, however, considering joining the 4, so we even the numbers out somehow. In total, we have 8 or 9 organizations to go to tomorrow. I believe it should be an exciting experience. Let's wear the learning hat. So as I was saying, let's confirm the story we have there, which may not be the reality on the ground today. And once we've gotten that story just like we always do as consultants. Let's take time off and be on our own to discuss what we have just heard from the client, whether it's the same as we have in a case study or not. We discuss on our own, come up with either further questions for the client, and whether it means on-the-spot interventions like, or gathering more information by asking for interviews or focus group discussion, the usual approaches that we always do to see that the client also benefits from your visit. Yes. We leave here at 8:30.
Okay, so can the groups convene at 8 o'clock so they can meet each other and maybe prep for the journey?
That would be a good idea, yes. We're taking one big bus. The idea is if we cannot, and it doesn't look like we can, then the bus will make 2 trips. Yeah. Mike, please. There's one here.
Yeah. Please, if one wants to meet you at the ministry, so I can see you.
So I was asking if the numbers are too many, as you were saying, will you do a cutoff point for each group and others? Because people might not.
We look at it and take the challenge as it happens. Yes.
Tell people where they are.
Yes. Vida?
Yeah, I was finding out if one wants to meet you at the ministries, how would he?
Is the mic working?
Yeah. One is meeting you at the ministry because I don't have to travel down here to join a car back again. How do I locate you?
Do you have a name on the board?
You have to meet your group.
Not yet.
For the case study. So I think it would be good for the people who have written their names to put their heads together to know each other, even if it's 2 minutes. So you begin to strategize how you want to approach this. Yes.
All right.
So if you have not yet written your name, it will be helpful to do so, so we can compile the groups against organizations. Yes, Rod.
Hi, Noble. It seems that some people may have not seen the case studies on the left where the people are gathering now because they are empty. So if you only saw the ones on the right and filled up there, feel free to consider on those ones there.
Thank you, Rod.
And I guess the question will be, what happens if there is a case that has no names? Will that be cancelled or whatever?
Much appreciated. Thank you. Are we good to go? Yes, Paul?
Come and see you with our money.
Okay, this is not exactly for tomorrow, but it's for Saturday. A group of us are planning to have a post-conference visit to the largest man-made lake in the world called Akosombo. Now, the trip starts 10 a.m., and by the time it goes and comes back, it's 4 p.m. On the boat, there is music and dancing. There is food, drinks, and more drinks, and more drinks. Different ones. It's an exciting experience. Now, alongside the trip, they stop us at a village called Dodi Island, where we all get off, and the village folks entertain us with their, dynamics like Paul does. So we spend some 30 minutes or so with them, and then we come back. We don't get to the end of the lake. It's impossible to do in one day. So halfway through visiting the island, we come back. But the real fun? Is the music and dance on board? Is the drink on board? Is the food? And it is fun. Believe me, it is fun. Even I... So far we have about 10 or 12 people, but depending on what number we finally have, we have already contributed some money which will help us take the vehicle there. There is a joining price of 550 cedis, that's about $55 roughly, to enter or to get onto the bus. One thing we need to do, which I'll be doing tomorrow, I have to book ahead of time because you get full and they don't go beyond the maximum they want to take. So we book online ahead of time against the Saturday. So anybody who is interested at this last minute and want to join us and you're invited to, please contact me or Alice or Harriet at the table over there with your name. Is that okay, Paul?
Yeah, just
yes. Sure. So we want to balance the learning, the visit to the clients, etc., with a little bit of fun on the side. The gala night tomorrow is going to be fantastic. I assure you. Don't miss it. Wear your dancing shoes. We have a band coming, a cultural band coming to entertain us, and those who want to learn, to dig it, Peter style, wear your dancing shoes. It will be great fun. So tomorrow evening, we are all for it. Is there any other question or clarity anybody needs? Good. So please, if you have not put your name against any organization out there as yet, do us a favor, do so. We'll be removing the list when this is over this evening to compile the groups. And either myself or one of my colleagues will get in touch with one or two of you to pick somebody who can lead the group. If we leave it leaderless group, it may disturb us. The flow may not be smooth. So we will be approaching some of you in each group if you can coordinate activities of the group. We will add one of us to each group. So when you are done, the bus is bringing, the person will tell where to bring the bus. Yeah, so. Are we good to go? Thank you. Enjoy the evening and see you tomorrow at 8:30 in front of the hotel. Thank you. Thank you for today. The panel did a great job. Thank you, the presenters in the concurrent sessions. Thank you all. Thank you. Enjoy the evening and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye. Tomorrow. I hope you are keeping strong. Oh, me, God has blessed me. Yes.